Hey guys, Tisha here, and we have officially made it to season 2 of the Sister Wives recap slash rewatch. I don't know what I want to call it. Season 2 of Sister Wives, here we are. I don't really know how I feel about this episode. It kind of annoyed me. I'm going to try to give you all as much as I can give you, but I felt like I was doing like a lot of pointless writing. So it may seem like I'm rambling a little bit. Forgive me in advance. As we begin the episode, we find out that it's half of the kids' first time being in public school, as well as the family deciding to pick this time to come out on nationally syndicated television to announce that they're polygamists. I would hate to be one of the children in this family to have to go through that. I wonder if they even took like a vote with the kids, especially the older kids, on how they felt about that, or if they feel like they should go, because it just seems like the kids weren't really considered, even though they keep on referencing the children and their feelings. All the kids want to go to public school with the exception of Mary's child. We find out that the family had the kids in private school as a means to protect them from the influences of public school. And it seems like private school was a little bit of where Mary's child is now, as well as them being homeschooled by Christine, because we know now that Christine did a good portion of the homeschool when the kids were younger. There's this entire discussion of what kids are being taught in school and how now school is more accepting of some things and they're creating certain values. And then we hear about how Christine grew up in a polygamous family and how her siblings were teased at school and she wasn't. But because she saw what her siblings went through, she's apprehensive about it happening to her children. I think that we can all relate to fears about our children going to school. Yes, our fears may not be that our children are teased because they come from a polygamous family, but kids nowadays, and even back when I was in school, they're mean. So it can be your appearance, it can be the dumbest of things. Kids will tease you. So I can get why she was concerned about this. Logan says that he still wants it to be summer. He's not ready for school. We find out that because Christine is home this year and she's going to be having Truly, that she's going to be doing breakfast and a lot of the things for Janelle's younger kids. So basically, because Christine is a stay-at-home mom, she's going to make sure that Janelle's kids eat and that they get off to school and that she receives them at some point when they come home from school. Christine is very hands-on. Say what you want about Christine, but she definitely was a value and added value to the family. See, nowadays, Cody wants to make it seem like Christine just did things to benefit herself, but how could this not be Christine doing this to benefit her family? Cody says that they homeschooled for a long time, and then with Robin becoming a part of the family and her sending her children to public school, that he felt that it would be some type of bonding experience to have all of the children go to public school together. So my question is, was one of the main reasons that they decided to have the children in public school because of Robin? Or is this something that they had already previously discussed? Because the timeline is already off on the way that this is happening. Because at some point, and I think I wrote it further down in my notes, they show that Truly's age with them, with Christine and Truly at home, is 5 months. But they were on their honeymoon when Truly was 6 months. So did they get the timetable wrong or what? I don't know. It's not a big deal, but it's just weird. All this talk about them being a polygamous family and the kids having to address it with their siblings. Oh, what am I saying? They're talking a lot about the kids being in a polygamous family, and how it's going to affect them, and how they're going to talk about that when they're in class. Like, what are they going to say to people when they see that there might be 2 Browns in the class, or 3 Browns in the class, or what have you. And I was getting annoyed with this. Robin was the main one saying this. I'm going to tell you why I was getting annoyed. Because growing up, especially in your younger years, even now as a teenager, my last thought when somebody says that that's my brother or my sister is that they're polygamous. If anything, if it was 3 of y'all or 2 of y'all, I would think that maybe your dad cheated on your mama and had multiple kids at the same time, or that y'all were twins, or that somebody stayed back a year. The last thought on my mind was, okay, they're polygamous. Nor am I now thinking about back in school when there were instances where that happened, because it did, and wondering if they were polygamous. I don't care. These are not things that at that age, I thought we're thinking. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know your thoughts on it down below. But that's not something that I worried about. So my question is, are they the ones that's pushing this narrative? Or is this something that the kids are like experiencing before going national, which I guess we can't know because they didn't waste any time to go on national news. We see that Cody comes to Robin's to give hugs, see the kids, and as he's walking in, all the kids say, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." The kids are extremely comfortable at this point with calling him Daddy. That happened so quickly. Robin was a mastermind at that. We hear the kids saying that they are afraid that they're going to lose some friends because they're polygamous. I feel like that is a parent thing, in this instance, a Robin thing, because why is that a fear for these children when this is Robin's children's first time of even being a part of a polygamous family? Robin's previous marriage, she was not a polygamist. It was a monogamous relationship. They never had another wife. So here your child is saying that I'm afraid that I may lose some friends because I'm a polygamist, is what the mothers, or in this case, the mother has instilled in this child. This isn't even anything that she should be thinking about right now. You make your children aware, but you don't push all of your experience, fears, and emotions on them. And I feel like that's a lot of what she does. We hear about Robin being concerned about Dayton because at one point he had to do some type of assignment, and he wrote that he comes from a polygamous family, and she's worried about the classmates and the teacher's reaction. And Robin, you all said that the teachers were all very nice when you went to meet them as a family. So why are you worried about the teacher's reaction to saying that they're polygamous if when you met them, they already knew that you were polygamous? They then talk about emergency contacts and how they fill out the forms and what they did in the past. And Christine says that when she writes who the contacts are, she just says that Janelle and Mary and all the wives are other moms. Janelle mentions on her form that she puts that they're aunts. I don't even understand why this is a thing. We've all filled out forms before. You don't have to go into the complexities of it. All you had to say was, this is a friend. Because that's what you guys say you guys are anyways, right? For years, you all have been telling us and wanting us to believe that you're friends and your family and all that. So why not just put that as to what they are, their relation? Truly is 5 months at this point, which is why I talked about the discrepancy, because she was 5 months and they were going to school, but she was 6 months on the honeymoon. So where were they at in this process? Is the editing being done backwards? I'm confused. Christine talks about how bored she is. My cousin is texting the mess out of me, you guys. I'm sorry. And I did not put my stuff on do not disturb, and it keeps popping up on my Mac. It's driving me nuts. Back to where I was. Truly is 5 months at this point. Oh, Christine is bored. She's bored because she's so accustomed to having all these other things to do, like teaching them and stuff. And she decided that this year she's just going to be a mom. Once again, look at how much this woman has done. This makes me think of the pandemic. Okay, you guys, follow me here. All my people who had children, nieces, nephews, godmoms, godfathers, whatever you are, and you had children at home doing school during the pandemic, think about how much we had to adjust to become secondary parents to our children. Secondary parents to our children. Good gracious, I butchered that whole sentence. To become secondary teachers, there we go, for our children. I remember staying at home for a little bit just so my son can get adjusted and having to learn certain material or refresh my mind as far as some mathematics and stuff like that goes, because he didn't understand what was being taught virtually. So think about Christine going from always having not one, but multiple children that she was responsible for to now being at home with just her one child. That's a big adjustment. Aspen walks in and talks about how boring one of her teachers are. She comes in her portion of her mom's house, which if you guys don't know what the house looks like or don't remember, just scroll down my feed and you'll see on all the thumbnails of season 1 what the house looked like. So Christine's on the lower level, she goes in, and Logan comes in as well because Logan is looking for something to eat. Christine's house is the place that you come to when you want food because she is the known cook of the house, which goes back to how these children rely so heavily on Christine. Mary's child is the only one who went to private school for their faith because they don't like public school. It's such a difference in who Mary's child is now to who Mary's child was back then. I think back to how I don't want to say hypersensitive, how aware they were when it came to certain religious practices and how much they wanted to be involved in certain things. And I wonder if that's because they were already facing some challenges that they felt wasn't going to be approved by their religion, so they poured themselves into the religion like some people do to try to combat those feelings. It just makes me wonder. Robin says that Brianna told her friends that they were polygamous, and her friend was like, great, and said, let's keep playing. Like I said earlier, the little children are not worried about that. Half of them probably don't even know what that word means. We see the family go ice blocking, which is this thing where you go up a hill on a block of ice and you put a towel on it and you go down the hill. Sledding without ice actually looked like it was fun. I don't think I would fit on that ice, but they made it work. We find out this is something that a lot of polygamists do because there's certain things morally that they don't involve themselves in, and they just do different things for fun. Christine said that she's tried to get the family to do this for years and they didn't do it, so it was nice that they did this. I wonder what made them do it, or who made them do it, because Robin said they used to do it all the time as kids too. I'm just saying. This was the last time that they were going to be doing something as a family before they announced via media outlets that they are polygamous. Cody's saying that he wants to do this because he wants to be as transparent as he can. He wants to be open. He wants people to feel safe, and he wants more polygamists to do this so that there will be less judgment from people like, I guess I'll say us, whatever your beliefs is. I don't know. I'm not knocking any of them. I don't think that the judgment comes from you having multiple wives. I think that the judgment comes from parts of the faith, like what Robin said later on down the line, where we're talking about child brides, like early marriages and the women not being able to have a say so, you just marrying them off. and abuse and things of that nature. Something like what Warren Jeffs did. That'd be a good example of where the judgment comes in. The kids are scared about what the announcement will do. Logan says at this point, we're going to either get pushed off the cliff or we're going to jump, and it looks like we're going to jump. Logan did a great job of summing that up. We see Cody packing. He says he does it in Mary's house because that's the middle of the house. That's the central location. It's real easy for him to get to the other wife's house. I don't understand why Cody never just had all of his stuff in one area, especially if he claims that he sees his wives and their children every day, because that's what he's told us over the years. Why couldn't you just have your closet in one space and work from there? I think Cody just has a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff, especially now in this day where he has four different sets of things for each house. The grandmas are going to be watching the kids while they're gone. All the grandmas with the exception of Robin's mom. I guess Robin's mom said, "You're getting me for the honeymoon. You're not getting me for this announcement." Robin talks about how she's been so closed off about her lifestyle that now coming out feels exciting and liberating. She's talking about being closed off when she was a child, or is she talking about as an adult? Because you've been a polygamist for 5 minutes, Robin. I'm just joking, you guys. I know she's speaking about as an adult, but it annoys me how she kind of talks like she's just the person for polygamy, and how over the years Cody says like she's the go-to person when this is her first time experiencing a polygamous marriage. She brings up the whole not everyone is like child bride stuff as she's talking. She tells McKelty, about making sure that the kids have their baths and showers in the morning. So that's how we know that McKelty is the one watching Robin's kids. I very much believe that McKelty spent too much time at Robin's, because the way that McKelty acts sometimes to me now, especially in this current season, is very pro-Robin. I don't feel like McKelty looks out for her mother. I'm not saying that she has to pick sides, but you've seen over the years of things that has been done to your mother as a result of Robin and your father. And you basically playing what you're calling the middle, it just doesn't rub me right. I don't know what it is about it. And you all let me know how you feel about McKelty down below, but I don't like it. They're in New York. Christine's talking about how much she loves the energy where Robin's mouth is open because she's never been. And she's talking about how noisy and loud it is. We see the adults finally arrive at the Today Show. Meredith is talking to everybody. She stops and talks to Christine and asks how Truly is. Christine thought that was very sweet. I'd be excited too if Meredith asked me that. And I love Meredith's professionalism. The best part of the Today Show was when Meredith asked Cody why he's a polygamist, and he choked. And it took him a long time to say that it's faith-based. We then see them on a press run. They talk about photography and how Mary's a great picture taker and all that other stuff. How they had a good time, but they want to hurry up and get back home to the kids because the word has spread so fastly and it has gone viral. What in the world did you think was going to happen when you went on a press tour? You went to multiple news sources because they showed us various clips on nationally syndicated television to talk about being a polygamist. It's not that you just went on TLC to do this show. You literally went on a tour. So that makes me wonder, is this something TLC suggested, or is this something that you guys came up with your own, or did they reach out to you all and then you said, yeah, we're going to do it? They get home to find Madison, and some of the teens have searched and saw some articles. They saw one blog. They read a little bit of it, but then they saw some negative comments, so they decided to just leave the blogs alone. They talk about the fear of Cody being taken. Now we find out that the family is the target of a bigamy investigation. There's someone outside filming the house. Christine and Robin notice it. you can't be surprised about the press or paparazzi or whomever being outside. I don't agree with it because they're on your personal property, but you had to know that this was going to happen. If you're really in fear of what they're doing, especially with them being on your property, coming close to the door, call the cops. To get the paparazzi to follow her, Mary hops in the car and takes some of the older kids. That way, when the younger kids come home, they don't get a picture snapped of them. Once again, what did you expect? I don't feel sorry for these parents because they're all panicked and stuff. I don't feel sorry for the parents because you all chose to do this. But I do feel bad for the kids. Cody talks about how this whole situation puts them in touch with their maker more. God did not tell you to jump off the ledge. You chose to. But if you want to say that it puts you in touch with him more, then that's on you. My personal belief is you chose this for yourself. One of the kids say that they aren't feeling safe because people are in the yard. Cody lets them know that just because people know your name doesn't mean they're your friend. Acknowledge your child's feelings. She says she doesn't feel safe, and you're talking about if they call your names, it doesn't mean you're a friend. No, acknowledge your child's feelings. They feel it's a risk, but going public like this is going to be worth it in the long run. It sure is, Robin, because she was the one who said it. It's going to help by lining your pockets, girl, and getting you that McMansion that you got now, girl. I see. And you got your ring too, Robin did good, you guys. Maddie says that one of her classmates asked her if her father's going to jail today. Mary says that there's an investigation being done, but that doesn't mean he's going to jail. Then we pan to Mary in confessionals boo-hooing, saying that it scares her that she could lose her job, that they could lose their jobs, or their kids, or Cody. She's crying real tears. Her face is really red. I look over at Robin. Robin's eyes are a little watery, but I just kept looking at Mary. They said if given the opportunity, they would choose to do this again, but Christine says that she doesn't know. And if I was in this situation, I'd be Christine. You're talking about an investigation for bigamy where if they wanted to, because you all knowingly all were involved with this, they all could get in trouble and they all could lose their kids. So I think that Christine saying that she doesn't know if she would do this again is very logical. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.